Hey guys, I wanted to take a minute to go over research cohorts today. Okay, there was some quite a bit of background noise in the one that we did as a class, so I thought I would just go ahead and see if I could make this where it's a little more understandable because I felt like I kind of bounced all over the place. So you've all been organized into a group of classmates who are also researching a very similar topic as yours. For example, I have a group that's researching transgender issues. I have a group that's looking at gender issues at equal pay or the pay gap. I have a group looking at just kind of other gender issues. I have a group looking at gender stereotypes, a lot of gender. I have racial and cultural stereotypes. I actually have two groups because there were just so many, and I have a group doing ethnic stereotypes, and then I actually have some not just doing stereotypes, but kind of looking more at why there is like this persecution and discrimination against specific communities, especially right now during this COVID crisis. So you've been arranged in into your research cohort, and again, a cohort is just a group, and you're working towards a common goal. And in this case, and you're sharing some of the resources. Okay, so in this case, you're all researching. You all have this annotated bibliography that's due. You all have the same requirements, the same type of resources, and then you're all going to be taking these resources and turning them into the persuasive paper. Okay, so it's possible, for example, if I'm researching, whether or not transgenders have equal access to quality medical care, and I know that my team member is researching transgender athletes, I might come across something that they can use in their research and vice versa. So the idea here is that you're just one person doing your research, but yet there's now like 3 or 4 other sets of eyes that are out there that are also kind of looking in some of those same pools who might come across something that you missed. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now so I can get up some of the information. Sorry, I just had a remind come in. Let's see, go ahead and share my screen so I can get some of the information, just so I can show you guys what we're looking at. So the research cohorts, again, you each have been placed into a cohort, and you each, so now I have emails coming in, and you each, I've created a folder for each cohort, and each folder right now contains 2 documents. So first of all, make sure you have that folder, make sure you can get to it, and make sure that you can access the 2 documents inside it, okay? The 2 documents inside, and I'm going to, if I can get there from here, Google Drive. I have this little thing that keeps popping down at the top. What is that? We'll just go here. That's not where I wanted to go. Hang on. I'm just going to go back to my drive to get started with. You're going to see how crazy my drive is. All right, so we're looking specifically, don't need to worry about all this. Module 6, research cohorts. All right, so here's all of the research cohorts. So there are cohort 2 and cohort 6. These are the ones where there's just so many of them that we split them into. All right, so let's just pop in. I'm just going to go into cohort 1. And again, you'll only have one of these. And there's 2 documents inside the folder. One of them is getting organized, and one of them addresses the weekly team meetings, okay? So under the getting organized document, you'll see your team, the names of your team members, okay? So as soon as you pop in here, go ahead and indicate your phone number, okay? Write down your phone number, just type it in, and then that way you guys can put together like a group text, or you can reach out to each other. You can communicate with one another, because that's very, very important. Okay, so each team member has a each team has a folder as well as a Padlet. And you also have access to the tools that are provided in Canvas. We have the research logs that we worked at with some earlier in the year, and then also the focusing journals. Each team member is expected to contribute at least 2 sources on the Padlet per week. And I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. The week will run from Monday to Sunday, according to the pacing guide and the class calendar. And again, we'll look at that in just a minute. As your editorial annotations are due by this past Friday, go ahead and plop those out there on the Padlet. Those will be your first contributions. On Padlet, remember guys, you've got to log in. There is nobody in my class roster, no one on my roster named anonymous. So your name needs to appear whenever you submit things on the Padlet board, okay? Your name needs to appear there. And again, we'll look at a sample here in just a minute. You can include links to resources, to images, to brainstorming notes, etc. So as a team, whenever you have your team meetings, and again, twice a week, you'll want to assign roles. Actually, at the end of each meeting, you'll want to assign roles for the next one. And you may want to keep the same roles for a couple of weeks, or you might want to rotate each time. It's totally up to you guys how you organize your cohort. So the timekeeper keeps time, sends reminders of the meetings, reminding your team members to come prepared. Let's see, you'll post the timekeeper will be the one who posts the times of each meeting in the shared Google Doc. Okay, and again, I'll show you all this here in just a minute. The discussion leader, and again, I've got a whole sheet that will that kind of goes through the questions to ask in the meeting. So the discussion leader is the one who initiates the Google Meet and makes sure that each person has time to speak by asking the questions at each check-in meeting. And again, these meetings, these are not like, hours long. This is something that we would be doing in class. Normally I've done it on Wednesdays. We would just do it once a week on Wednesdays. But since things are kind of different, it'll just give you that extra level of accountability and extra sets of eyes looking for things that you might have missed. All right, so the discussion leader is going to ask the questions, lead the discussion. The researcher, this is the person who, while the discussion's going on, you're going to go out, you're going to check the Padlet, you're going to see if there's anything out there, any ideas, any resources that are left by the classmates that might be beneficial for your group members. Okay, so maybe if I'm in a group with Susie, and Susie hasn't checked the Padlet because she's been working, and I know she's been really busy and she's been having trouble, and I'm going to go out and I'm going to look and I'm going to see if there's some stuff out there that can help her. Okay, the note taker, this person will be responsible for maintaining and updating the shared Google Doc to reflect that week's new research. Okay, so this is the person that when you're having the meeting, you're basically over there kind of writing down people's responses to the questions. All right, and just some other, and these are the weekly discussion questions. And again, I have this all, and I'll look at it, I'll pull it up here in just a minute, but I have these weekly discussion questions written down on like your weekly team meeting sheet. Okay, this is just getting organized, kind of the expectations. All right, you'll also have the opportunity to provide peer reviews when it comes to the annotations that are left. Of course, some of you turned in the first 2 annotations last week. The hostile editorial is due Tuesday, like tomorrow, and then it'll be the contextualizing, and then the book, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, and then your head note. And so you'll be able to look over each other's work, okay? Just like we did peer reviews before. All right, so going back over here to the folder, remember this is my folder. So we're going to look now at the weekly team meeting. So this is your original form, and if you would, there's big old yellow header up here that says, please make a copy of this. That way, your next meeting when you come in, you'll have a clean one that you can make a copy of instead of having to delete everything. So the Padlet, again, I'm in group 1. So you'll just click on this link, and that should take you out to the Padlet that you should begin to collect some resources out here. Okay. So you'll put the date of the meeting. The note taker, whoever the note taker is for this particular meeting, will take the minutes or take notes during the discussion. And then the person who is the, the person who is the discussion leader, you'll basically be asking the questions. So if I'm the discussion leader, and I'm going to say Violet, it's one of my cats, and Violet is presenting her new research. She's going to tell me what research that she found, and I'm going to ask her, well, why did you pick that source? And she'll tell me, well, you know, kind of why she chose that one. How is it related to the overall product? Who's the audience of that particular source? Who's the author? What do you know about the author? Is it credible? Is it a credible source? Okay, one of the things that I'm noticing as y'all are sending me things to kind of look over is the credibility. Okay, so remember guys, this is not something new that we've done. We did research last semester. Okay, you guys know how to find quality resources. Let's see, so again, think about some of the sources that you used last year, some of the news outlets that you used, okay? And again, those are linked up on Google Classroom. So if you're just like totally at a blank, go look at those. Maybe, you know, maybe I'll actually move that. I'll move that up. Let's see, what is the argument? So if Violet is showing me this hostile editorial, then I'm going to ask, well, what's the argument? What is it that they're defending in that? Is it explicit? Is it implied? Why, you know, what stood out to you about this particular resource? Why did it stand out? And again, just the idea that you're going to get a little bit deeper and deeper and deeper into the research and into, you know, just kind of help you to really objectively look at your sources. And there's room here, again, for each of your team members, and you may even need to copy it. If you're one of the larger groups, then you'll need to obviously copy that and you know, so you have enough for each person in your group. All right. So that is the getting organized, the weekly or bi-weekly, twice weekly team meetings. And then let me go back out to Google Classroom, and under the research cohorts, I have the week 1 weekly meeting schedule, and the person who is the, let me see, the timekeeper, right? Yeah, post the times in the shared drive. So it's just all just so different this time. Well, where'd it go? There it is. All right, so the person who's the timekeeper will indicate, for example, if my cohort wants to meet Wednesday from 12 to 12:30, then I would type in here cohort number whatever, and then put the Google or the Google Meet link in there, okay? And then again, if you want me to sit in on it or kind of guide and ask some questions, write Gatlin and then send me a text via remind if you want me to join it, okay? Let's see. And again, it might seem kind of overwhelming at first, but again, it's just the idea. You're going to meet with these people twice a week. You're going to talk about your research and just get some different eyes and some different, you know, people who aren't so deep into your research. You know, they're kind of looking at it from the outside, because sometimes we get so far in, we need to take a step back. And so it's a way to kind of help you guys take a step back and maybe approach it at a different angle, okay? So let me stop sharing my screen. All right, so again, the cohorts they're not here to stress you out. They're here to help you guys. and that we are all in this together. And so, yeah, just embrace it. Don't hesitate to reach out to your team members. That is what they're here for. Okay, you've got UT, you've got each other, you've got me, and we're going to get this done. All right. So again, holla if you need anything. You know, I'm here for you guys, and I look forward to seeing how your research progresses. Oh, also something that was asked earlier is, you know, like if there's someone who's just not participating, you don't worry about that. There are a couple people who are kind of trying to lay low and slide to the finish line. You don't worry about that. Okay, let me worry about that, and you just focus on you know, yourself and your teammates who are participating. Okay, so have a wonderful afternoon, a wonderful evening. Tuesday and Wednesday, it's supposed to be sunny and warm, so go outside, get some fresh air and sunshine. Please don't stay inside all day. Go out and get some fresh air and sunshine. You need it. And I'll look forward to chatting with y'all soon. Bye.